Hi everyone, this is Cecilia again for Esports News UK with the latest from Worlds powered by Aegon by OC. Today we have flyquest jungle inspired after their win against Gam Esports.
Thank you, Inspired, for the interview today. First thing first, happen high with the win. How are you feeling?
I'm happy we managed to win the game. Like recently, our practice was a bit shaky, so we are a little bit nervous going into the game because we really didn't know like if our meta read is like what other teams are doing or what should we be playing. So we kind of like freestyled it a little bit, and we managed to win the game. So I'm happy about it.
Yeah, so far you're the only Western team to win a match today. How are you feeling about that?
I mean, I think we were like huge favorites going into today's matchup, so I was expecting, I guess, to win. I think we just needed to not choke under pressure and play our game. So I'm happy we managed to do that. And I mean, I wouldn't say I'm happy that we are the only Western team that won a game because I kind of want West to do this decently well. So I'm hoping that G2 is gonna manage to at least get a win for LC.
Before talking about G2 in the next match, something that I wanted to ask is, last time that I spoke to you, well, the studio looked a bit different and you were playing here in Europe. How how did you feel coming back and, seeing the studio different, but also like doing the same same route coming here?
I mean, once I was about to enter the studio, like from outside, I was like, oh, it looks so similar to back in the days. But then once I was inside of it, I was like, wow, actually everything is so different. And then when we were about to step on stage, during the tech check day, like the first time I came in, I was like, well, like looking around, everything seemed so much different because I now had to walk towards the stage and like the crowd was behind me, and everything looks like so much flashy, like so much more lights and more like professional. So I like it a lot, and I think it's for sure fun to play here like all the time.
Something that's different, from before is that you've been 3 years that you've moved to NA. What is the biggest difference between pro players here in Europe and organization here in Europe and pro players and organization in NA?
I think the organizations wise, it's not that big of a difference. I think the biggest difference is like the practice environment, because I feel like in LCS we have like top four teams that are pretty decent and you can actually practice against them. While in Europe, I think the whole league is like at least competitive. Maybe there's like one or two teams that are a bit weaker than the rest, but the other ones are like pretty close to each other. I think the solo queue practice, like the ERL players and the ERL structure, like system that Europe has, I think it just gives you better practice after hours. Like after you're done with scrims, you can actually go into solo queue and practice certain things. While it's kind of hard to do in NA, so I think in NA the better way of doing it is just playing more scrims as a team against top teams if you want to improve. While in EU, I feel like you just have more opportunities, and overall the level of average player I think is better in EU than in NA.
I know that we're now in Worlds and you're focused on that, but regarding what you just said, do you think moving forward in 2025 with the changes coming to NA, so with the two conferences, that is going to change a bit?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I feel like it all comes from the solo queue structure. I feel like in EUS it's just more pro players because people play in ERLs, and there is more teams that are actually competing. So I feel like that's why you just have more chance to improve in solo queue. And I think that way you create more talent and more players that are becoming better, because in LCS it seems like when you are a rookie and you are joining a top team, you have no really competitive experience. Like Masu, for example, joined us this year, and the only thing he played was like one split in academy, so he was like a pretty fresh player. But like in EU, when you are joining LEC team, you probably already played like a year at least in the ERL team, so you kind of have an idea on how the team works. So I feel like that's just the biggest difference, and because of that, because of the solo queue structure, like NA will not really catch up to EU in that case.
And also that's something regarding that I link to the motto of flyquest coming into words, which is we grow.
Which is what? No.
Is it not we grow? Here we grow.
Yes.
Regarding that, and so like the idea of here we grow with Masu and your team, and also Wipo. I mean, you guys are veterans, but you also have rookies. But together, from at the outside, you seem to have grown so much. Why do you think is that?
I feel like me and Wipo are just pretty good at the game, like overall. So like we kind of know how we want our teammates to play, and that just gives direction to rookies, and that way they know what they need to improve on. And that makes the improving process just faster. Because I think if you're a rookie and you have to experience everything yourself and you don't really have direction from someone, it's gonna take you a long time to like go through every scenario, and like first of all you have to play through it, and you have to figure out what went wrong and what you need to do better. While with us, I feel like we just kind of speed up that process, so Masu and Lucio are able to improve a bit faster, and I think it's working well for them. But I think we still are not where we want to be. I feel like a lot of the games we are over forcing some plays, like especially in practice, or not being really like planned well with our laning phases. So we kind of like to play the game like a structured way, while obviously rookies play it more of a wild way. They just fight a lot, don't really think about consequences too much, and I think that's the thing we try to fix the most.
What is the role that these tournaments, so like Worlds, play in the growth of yours and your teams?
I think they're really good at punishing what we've been saying our rookie teammates whole year. Like I've been telling them whole year, you guys can do this and you will win against any team, but once you play against a good team, you will not win. And then Masu is always like looking at me with a little bit of a like annoyed face, and you can see that he's just like not agreeing with me. But then when you play against Asian team and you go with your like silly like bases or silly traits, and you don't really like think about the big picture, I think the Asian teams are just really good at punishing that, and I think that shows that you have to be on top of your game if you want to do.
You're on the road to qualify for the first time in your career for knockouts. Well, you have a few more.
A long way to go.
You have a few matches to go. The other teams that won today are Bilibili, DK Plus, Genji, Hanwha Life, LNG, and Top Esports. Which one of these would you like to face in the next round?
I think I would like to face DK or the winner of G2 Pain Gaming. I feel like DK was looking the most shaky out of all. I think Showmaker is obviously insane, but I think Lucid is also pretty insane. I think their mid-jung is pretty insane, but their bot lane and top lane seemed a little bit shaky today compared to the other teams. I think LNG was looking maybe a bit worse than the rest too, but I think they are a really strong team, especially Scout. I think he's leading that team very well, and the other Asian teams, I think they're just top tier teams that are really hard to beat. So I would be happy if we get to face against like G2 or Pain or maybe them.
I mean, I won't ask you what are the strategies that your guys are cooking against this team. Instead, the road to London and the road towards your next level in growth in your career, what does it look like for you looking forward right now?
I mean, I don't really focus on like a set goal. Like I don't want to say that I really want to make quarterfinals because it will make my grow. Like I will grow as a player. I feel like I just try my best in every game, and I need to accept the reality. If I manage to be good with my team and we manage to win the games, I will be happy about it. But if it ends up that we are not better than the opponents and we lose the game, we also need to not lose our confidence, because I think we are here for a reason. We are the best team in NA, and it's not that easy to beat the best teams in the world. So we are gonna try our best and try to be confident no matter what's happening.
One last question. Going to the world stage, you're bound to have more fans coming from international levels, and not all of them might know you personally. What is something about yourself that you would like to share with your fans that they don't know yet? Could be anything.
I like to play football, and I'm a very competitive person, so no matter what I'm doing, I always want to win. Like whatever I'm doing, I want to win. So yeah, I think there are some people like me. I think not everyone is like that, but whatever I can compete in, I want to compete against someone that is on my level, and I'm going to try my best to win.
Do you know a player that is as competitive as you, that you would say is as competitive as you?
From my teammates right now, no one. In the past, not sure. Jojo was pretty competitive when we were in EG. I think Jojo Plan was very competitive in everything we were doing as well, but he was a bit more lazy than me.
How about the competitors at Worlds?
I'm not sure. Like I'm not that close to anyone, honestly, from other teams. So it's kind of hard for me to tell. I think Impact was a very competitive person, and you can tell it in his playstyle. Like he's 29 years old and he's still playing League on like really high level. So he's for sure a competitive person.
Well, thank you so much for your time.